Dice Company contains fantasy violence, mature themes, and unapologetic bickering. No feelings were hurt in the making of it, but listener discretion is advised. Dice Company will always be free, but it's not free to make. Please consider supporting us on Patreon or Apple Podcasts and get access to our weekly roundtable show Extra Roll. Just follow any of the links in the show notes for this chapter.
In the mines beneath Misery, the air hums with low mechanical resonance, the kind that makes bones ache. On the lowest possible level, a huge metal expanse. Cables snake across the floor, pulsing faintly as they feed into the massive Bergens stood in the room's center. It isn't a coffin or a sarcophagus. It's a chrysalis of war, etched in runes that burn dull red, pulsing like an unnatural heartbeat. Thoren stands before it, hands clasped behind his back, helm catching the flicker of warning lights. His first officer watches an array of arcane sensors built into the wall, a shifting map of tunnels glowing brighter each time a trap flares.
Contact. Signatures displaced. Corridor 9, depth 13. Teleportation trap triggered. Containment field. Failed.
They've come below, so the strike begins.
They move with precision. These are not soldiers. These are specialists.
Another light flashes red further north.
Second activation. The tunnels awaken faster than predicted.
Thoren turns slightly, studying the map.
The Hushed One has blessed this ground. You can feel it. The silence between the machines. The stillness before the storm. It watches them and it watches us.
If they are marked by the Hushed One, direct engagement may offend. We cannot stand against them.
No. We track them, not face them. Yet. Let the traps speak. Let the dark remind them whose halls they trespass.
A deep rumble shivers through the bunker.
Every step they take, I will hear it. Every breath the vault will remember. When the Hushed One chooses to reveal its will, we will be ready.
He turns towards the Bergen, resting a metal hand upon its surface. The sigils flare, whispering like distant voices.
Brother, come and find me.
Welcome one and all to Dice Company Small Embers Chapter 90, where a group of friends weave tales of triumph, heroism and despair under the guise of playing Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Tom, and I'll be your DM for the continuing adventures of this group of part-time old-school revivalists. Part-time old-school revivalists, please introduce yourselves and tell us one fun fact about your characters. Ow.
Bastard.
Dave.
No, that's right. I'm ready.
Harry.
Hi. Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm playing Seek Sorrow, and we are going to assemble my fact using dice. So, everyone get me ready a D10 with 3 players.
Ready.
I actually only have 3 here, so I'm going to need someone to stand out of this.
I'll stand out.
Okay. So it's going to go Dave, Harry, Charlie. So, Dave, when Seek Sorrow was
6,
he had a pet, Harry,
4,
owl called Charlie,
8,
garlic powder.
Amazing.
I was using a list of herbs. I was thinking he might have been called like cinnamon, but he was called garlic powder.
That's the whole fact, isn't it?
That's the whole fact. When Sixo was 6, he had a pet owl called garlic powder, and I will not be taking any further questions.
I can already tell people on the Dice Cord are going to absolutely love that fact.
Exactly. It's live role-playing, people.
Weirdly, that was less convincing than the fact, somehow. Hi, I'm Charlie, and I play Vander Finnick. Vander has realised that he may have been wrong about power. There is no downside. The more power you get, the more opportunity you have. And at a certain point, power opens up doors you didn't even know existed. People love to warn you about the downsides of power. Of course they do. But how bad can they really be in a world where gravity has become nothing more than a polite suggestion?
And nothing has gone to Vander's head at all.
No
The power of a
ominous
god.
portents.
Hello, I'm Dave, and I play Petron Oakflower. Now, we know Petron is a warrior, and he's become more worried recently, and he thinks this might be due to a lack of clarity about the limits of his responsibilities. In the past, he's always understood who or what he's responsible for. When he lived amongst the Firbolg community, everyone was responsible for another. And then when he lived alone in his grove, he was only responsible for himself. But now, meeting a bunch of people and travelling around the place, everything is a jumble. What does he have to do? Who's he responsible for? Who should he be focusing his attention on and trying to help the most? He doesn't know. But now he's aware of another group of Firbolgs, and he's hoping to come meet them in Misery. Maybe that will put this question into focus.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. He thinks we can help people.
He hasn't been listening to the podcast.
Maybe he thinks he can be a kind of brutal overlord of other Firbolgs.
No, he doesn't think that.
That would be amazing. What a plot twist.
Maybe Cuthbert thinks that.
Oh, crumbs.
Rule, my sweet.
It's weird that we've created a being that could say both "oh crumbs" and "rule, my sweet."
Hi, I'm Harry, and I play Tok, an imposing 6'8" automaton.
Whee!
Humans are generally disgusted by their own filth. Petron is horrified by the unnatural, seeks sorrow by his likely gruesome and somber fate. Vander was disgusted by Benny's webbed toes. These psychological reactions reflect the biological weaknesses inherent in their fleshy meat bodies: corruption by illness, physical insult, and aberrant influence. Automatons lack such mundane vulnerabilities. Until now. The rot and its implications for automatons is something that is yet to be fully considered, but it is consuming the full capability of several of Tok's sub-processors.
Oh, I love it. I do love it.
Is that like Tok's bizarre way of like turning 30 and realizing that
And discovering disgust.
yeah, I must devote all my subroutines to fighting this aging you speak of.
There may have been some inspiration there.
I love a lore drop. Some housekeeping. If you don't already, please follow us on YouTube, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Come join us on the Dice Cord, the greatest TTRPG Discord server in the entire world. Also, a note on the feed structure of the shows. The one-shots have been separated out into their own feed called Dice Company One-Shots. So give them a follow, a listen, and a review if you don't mind. While Extra Roll is now exclusively part of our Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, as part of our continued attempts to lure in new subscribers, allow me to hand over to Charlie to explain why it's worth your time subscribing to the Patreon.
Charlie, Chief Lurer.
Dear listener, I don't want the world to descend into chaos. I don't want any bad things to happen to you. I especially don't want you living under a collapsed Tesco's Express, scavenging half-eaten meal deals from bins whilst fending off irradiated mutant pigeons with nothing but that old work rucksack you had the day the world ended. But if that does happen, I want you to have something nice to listen to. So why not sign up to our Patreon? That way, however bad your day gets, you'll always have something nice to listen to at the end. And if civilization does collapse, at least you'll die knowing you supported an independent D&D podcast, which frankly is what your old heroes of the old world would have wanted. Dice Company, a bright spot in your day. whatever the rest of it holds.
Is the implication that Dice Company and its availability on multiple podcast apps is going to survive the apocalypse?
Of course, Al. But we need lots and lots of subscribers if we're going to build the necessary redundancy. Thank you for the follow-up question.
It's apocalypse proof.
We're currently 2 meters down. We need much, much better digging equipment.
Well, look, let's face it, there's going to be few pitches like that one out there.
That is an unusual way to sell a podcast. I'll give you that.
It's very limited for time, Al.
Jesus, the bar remains high.
Yeah.
Harry, you and me have got some work to do.
Absolutely knocked it out of the park, you two, so far. Fantastic. And please remember, I visualize a time when we will be to robots what dogs are to humans. I'm rooting for the machines. So let's turn the page on the next chapter of Dice Company.
Sounds like Tox got to the DM.
I'm pretty sure that was one of his interesting facts already, wasn't it?
Previously on Small Embers. While the air fleet of shale surrounds the village of Misery, the herons have infiltrated below. Arriving through stealth, they have worked their way through the catacombs. A chance encounter blessed them with the power of the Hushed One. But the clock is ticking, and somewhere in the depths waits the automaton Thoren, Tok's brother, and the leader of the army known as the Sons of Cain. So now, beneath the town of Misery, stood on a spectral bridge over some bubbling molten metal, the herons continue their search.
Petron's going to check for traps as he gets kind of line of sight across the bridge.
Okay, the only trap you can identify is the trap you have already identified, which is there.
Doc will keep pace with Petron.
You are free to walk across the bridge. There is nothing preventing you. There are no things set to jump out at you. Or I love that. Vanda specifically choosing to hover alongside the bridge, not on it.
That's someone who is contemptuous of a quick dispel magic or anti-magic field going off.
Petron is not enjoying being on an invisible bridge above lava and hurries to the other side as quickly as he can whilst not taking excessive risks.
Query, why are you disembarking on the hot stones? There is a room to explore.
The bridge that you're on is suspended 30 feet above the surface of the lava, just so you're aware. It's flat, translucent, and without railings. It is solid and safe to walk on, as you have already demonstrated, except for Vanda, who is floating alongside it. And you have made your way... Fucking hell, you're ahead of me. What's left of the room that you enter to the north is perched above the lava and at the end of the spectral bridge that you've just crossed. Most of the chamber was destroyed when this chasm was created, as far as you can tell. The following features, however, remain. Frescoes. Damaged frescoes cling to a few walls that weren't destroyed by the chasm's formations. These frescoes depict obscene orgies between furbolgs and demons.
Oh dear. Oh dear me.
There is a door carving to the north door, which has a silver inlaid carving of a spider's web.
Query, Petron, are these typical furbolg activities?
Well, certainly not with the demons. No.
I'm unaware of the cultural implications.
I've got to admit, I'm somewhat taken aback by this. I've never seen... Well, I mean, firstly, I've never seen furbolgs depicted in art, well, at all. But then secondly, furbolgs cavorting with demons, that's... Well, I'm all in favour of artistic expression, don't get me wrong. I don't believe in censorship or anything like that, but I'm not sure about this at all. I think it's very poor taste.
There is significant physical distance between your community and Misery. Perhaps there is significant cultural distance as well.
What, you think this depicts something that really happened between the furbolgs of Misery and a set of demons that have come down here?
Vanda's crackling blue eyes regard the paintings. Real power acts without permission. And a vacant smile spreads across his face.
I'd like to hope this is the work of a sort of warped imagination rather than anyone working from life. This is shaking me somewhat, Talk, I've got to admit.
Well, they'd have to be quite a fast artist if they were doing this from real life. I think as well, Petron, I've heard as well, Petron, that proper art is supposed to be shocking. And this is quite shocking, says Seek, turning his head this way and that to try and figure out all the angles of what's going on.
As is Vander. I advise avoiding contact.
Indeed, influence often lasts longer than force.
Good Lord, Vander, if you've got a chair in your bag anywhere, I think you might need a little sit down.
I'd like to press on. I'd like to step away from this. I feel compelled to keep looking at it, and I don't want to. So please, can we get out of this chamber? It's given me a very uncomfortable feeling.
Tok will have a quick check for any traps on, well, I suppose Petron would see them, on this door up here to the north, because that room looks like it's isolated from the rest of the dungeon.
There are no traps on either door, because Petron has already investigated or cast his spell.
Aha. In which case, we'll open the door to the north first, because I don't think there's anything likely to be beyond it.
Okay. This room stands empty, except for fist-sized bas-reliefs of spiders at various heights along the walls. The furnishings of a shrine, which was destroyed by the formation of the chasm. It's an empty room, motherfuckers!
Right, let's do the other room. Tok will open the door.
Vander floats in.
Vander will just float straight in. You don't want to wait for Petron and common sense to follow?
Do not interrupt power.
There are 3 pillars in this room, and on the walls are more frescoes. Faded frescoes depict what look like these caverns, along with some fungi forests and various furbolgs moving in states of attack and undress. Very unusual.
I mean, you say that, but actually it's consistent with the artwork we've seen so far, really.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I suppose it's a continuation of the weirdness of this place so far.
And you say weirdness, but actually it's the first furbolg art that Tok has seen, so actually it establishes a new normal for furbolgs.
Yeah? Oh dear.
Right, let's pass through this. It seems to be more or less empty. I don't want to linger here. Let's move on. Petron hurries through to the doorway at the far end.
And Vander floats with him.
In case anyone looks round, they'll notice that Seeksar is still standing looking at the Furbolg Demon Orgy art. Mm-hmm. And he's now holding a notebook and he's scribbling notes and making crude sketches. He's not a man of the world, Seeksar, but he's keen to learn.
And a new kind of tourism was invented.
Orgy painting tourism. Someone's going to have to call to Seeksar or grab him because he's completely engrossed in his new interest in fine art.
Seeksar, follow. Petron is likely already familiar, considering his Furbolg partner.
All right, yeah, Tok, and Seeksar stuffs his notebook back in his pocket and trots along after the group.
Petron, as you make your way quickly across the room, you step on a pressure plate and you hear a blurr as you are transported. Please roll a d20.
So you didn't see the trap?
You didn't do a trap check after you opened the door.
I did not. I'm going to use a new Shelby Cat Petron d20. 18.
You hear a voice saying,
"Interloper, get out of here!"
which echoes around the room. At the sound of the echoing, the 3 pillars before the rest of you begin to transform as 8 tentacles fly out of each pillar and begin to try and grab hold of you. Roll for initiative, except for Petron.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see you later, suckers. I don't have to fight anyone.
Petron, you have teleported into a high domed chamber which is dominated by a 12-foot tall stone statue of Thoren. It stands in the middle of the room facing the only exit. It is veined with bright metal, and one hand raised is clutching a stone hammer carved with faintly glowing runes. A steel plaque at the base of the statue reads, "All that is made can be unmade."
I knew that once we were super magicked up, you were going to be looking out for any little slips on failing to declare the sort of thing.
100%.
And still I missed it. Too busy role-playing.
A disembodied voice fills the room saying,
Teleported!
At the same moment, the statue animates and takes a swing at you. Please, can you give me a DC 17 dexterity saving throw?
20.
Very nice. It swings, and you are able to duck quickly and avoid any damage. It then reverts to its natural state. Right, now back across the map.
I will jump into action on initiative 14.
That's a 4 for Seek Sorrow.
14 for Vanda.
Why is our wizard standing alone amongst tentacle pillars?
Because Seek Sorrow was distracted by Furbolg demon pornography.
Art. Thank you.
You are up against 3 ropers.
Could be worse. Do you want to hear a description of Vanda being violently roped?
Rope-a-dope! So we are at the top of the round with Vanda in the room alone, surrounded by 3 ropers, while Seek Sorrow sketches drawings from the frescoes and Tok watches from a distance. And we are at the top of the round with the ropers, who get to attack first. Roper makes 2 tentacle attacks, 2 bite attacks, and can use reel, which allows them to drag a creature 30 feet towards them. Okay, so the one that Vanda is stood next to the south, is going to make its 4 attacks first. First attack is a 20.
Uh-oh.
On a hit, the target has the grappled condition. As one of the tentacles wraps itself around you, Vanda, you have also been poisoned by the attack.
Might this only be if it hits the right Vanda?
Interesting. Good point. Okay, roll to see if it hits the right Vanda for your mirror image.
15.
Okay, the tentacle wraps itself around one of the mirror images, which then evaporates. Second tentacle attack. 26.
Hang on, are there 2 duplicates left or 1?
2 duplicates left.
2. Cool, so you need 11 or more on a d20.
I roll lucky. And it's a 12.
Which is a success. The second mirror image evaporates under the tentacle attack. The creature, unable to grapple you, reaches forward and bites at you with its terrible beak? Question mark? It's tough to tell. 13.
Swing and a miss.
Okay, second bite attack. 13 again.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, that is terrible. Melee weapon. Oh, the others can't attack you. God damn it.
Is he too far away now?
Roper makes 4 attacks with its tendril, uses reel, 1 bite attack, melee weapon attack, melee weapon attack. Okay, so the other 2 can... No, yeah, the other 2 can't do anything from the position that they're in. So that is the end of the Roper's turn. And next up we have Mr. Tok and Mr. Tick.
Right.
Damn your mirror image. And lucky. And false life. And mage army. Didn't even have to use shield.
No, there's a lot of other stuff that was coming in.
He really can't die.
I mean, I can't see the enemy at all because of my kind of line of sight. But everything I've just heard tells me that Seek Sorrow is just going to stay here looking at the pretty pictures.
You hear a series of wet slaps.
Which, considering what he's looking at.
Yeah. I didn't want to go there.
So they were inflicting the grapple condition if they hit, not trying to grapple.
Correct.
Okay, cool. In which case...
Are you going to try and grapple them first?
I mean, I'm tempted, but no, I'm trying to think what's the best. Okay, Tok is going to move to the edge of the doorway with Tick. Tok is going to, since we have infinite spell slots, start... Oh no, that hit Vanda. I can't do that. Okay, cool. I'm just going to go and attack them. Right. Tok will go and attack the first one, and Tick is going to try and shoot with his airlock the rope that's attacking Vanda.
Cool. Can you roll a d20 for me, please, Tok?
That I walk over the thing that... 4.
Oh, you mean he's definitely going then?
Oh, yeah. Tok disappears into a teleportation. Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm off. Good luck, Vanda.
Tok, you appear at the other end of the teleportation as a voice rings out, "Teleported!" which draws the attention of 4 automaton guards who are in the room that you've just teleported to.
Okay. Well, I suppose I still have my action.
You do? It's still your turn.
And
And you have Little Tick in the other room, so actually you can...
I can still do both, as it were. That's interesting. I don't know how you would rule on that. So it requires my action to get Tick to the bonus action, get Tick to do stuff. If I'm not there, let's say I'm incapacitated, it can take any, like it can be independent, but I don't know if it counts because I'm not in the same location. Yeah.
We have already identified, you and I, before that Little Tick is sentient. Therefore,
that's true. Okay.
I'm going to allow him to have his own set of action economy when you are not around.
Cool. Awesome. In which case, what is... Okay, I'll do the Little Tick first because he already knows what he's doing, which is shooting the airlock at the roper that's grabbing Vander. So I can at least...
Okay.
So he gets a 20 to hit.
Just hits.
That's quite some AC. For 10 magical bludgeoning damage.
Very nice. As the airlock bullets pierce the skin of the creature that is its way towards Vander. Sound effects. Foley.
And Tick will probably call out to Seek Sorrow for assistance.
I can't move, right? It's not my turn yet. Seek Sorrow looks like he's about to do something useful.
Seek Sorrow! Father has disappeared, and God Vander is in trouble, probably.
Maybe, who knows?
Come in.
It is difficult to tell. He's glowing blue.
He'll be fine.
Tok is going to retreat a small amount, withdraw his airlock, and he is going to fire a barrage from the airlock that's going to fire in full automatic.
Oh my god.
So they each need to make a dexterity saving throw against 18.
Okay. 15. 8. 4. 17. 4 fails.
Awesome. Great. Okay, then I will do... The airlock will do a bunch of damage to them. 3d8 damage. Which, unfortunately, because I roll really badly, is only 8 damage to all of them. Tok removes the airlock, and you can hit the feed line that sort of connects to the bottom of the handle. Just kind of hums as the airlock sort of goes and just pelts them with a series of they're actually like folded up coins, basically smelted coins.
Amazing.
Doesn't have a huge amount of impact on them, and Tok is going to retreat from them and take cover near the 2 carts that are over there, thus meaning that they are hopefully just out of 30-foot range of him.
Oh, you sneaky, sneaky devil.
And there he will draw the Dark Blade and prepare his defense.
Delicious. Mr. Vanderfinnick.
With Vander's 2 mirror images being grappled, obviously leaving just one in himself, the tentacles see Vander disappear and then reappear in the doorway, floating away as if unconcerned. Getting to a decent range then, Vander, still turned away, just claps his hand once, and fireball happens back in the room. Dead center.
Okay, so that's dexterity saving throws. That is a 6, a 9, and an 11, which I'm pretty sure are all fails. Please roll max damage.
And that's on my full fireball, so that's 10d6. And that is a damage of 39.
As the room erupts into flames, and you can hear the screaming of the ropers as they are cooking inside. But they are all still alive. Outrageous. That is so much damage to be dealing out in one move.
Vander floats there. Massive.
Seek Sorrow, you've just seen Vander appear in front of you and fireball back into the room.
Hi, Vander. I mean, I'm basically wondering about going to the door, easing Little Tick out through the door, and then closing the door with us all on the outside. I mean, I don't have any form of ranged attack, and going up to them when I know that they're very keen on grappling stuff and dragging it towards them just seems like a foolish thing to be doing. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay, so you're going to use your action to drag Little Tick out of the room and then close the door?
If that's allowable, I guess if Little Tick doesn't stop me.
Yeah. Well, I'm fine from a DM point of view if you want to do that. Harry?
Yeah, Lil Tech is pretty much going to follow Sixoro's orders, so he'll move if Sixoro asks him to.
Okay.
Isn't that going to just leave us just having to go back, though, if we don't fight these things?
Or open the door and throw another fireball in.
Yeah, we could do that.
We don't know if they can open doors either, so, there's that.
Intelligence check says they have intelligence 7. So, I don't know how bright they are.
Sixoro approaches the door, pulls Little Tick back through it, and shuts the door. And then turns back to Vander and Little Tick and goes, what do you think, lads? Should we maybe find a different way around? It seems like a bad business in there.
People do not follow words, Sixoro. They follow certainty. As Vander begins to float back towards the door.
We could potentially find Father.
We could. Well, he vanished, did he?
Petron did too.
Do you think they've gone to the same place?
I have no idea.
And then we are going to cut to Petron. We're going to give him a turn. So what would you like to do?
What I would like to do is take a look at this statue, because obviously we've got quite recent experience of things that appeared to be statues not being statues.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to assess whether I think that this could be...
Something like that? Yeah, cool. Give me a perception check.
But not great. That's a 7.
You sense nothing unusual about this statue. This does not appear to be a person that has been turned to stone. This does appear to be a statue.
Didn't it take a swing at him?
It did. So what I'm going to say, Dave, is that you can effectively take 1 turn's worth of movement, etc., etc. So if you want to move, you can move for 12 squares, effectively, before we then cut back. If you want to do that. Unless you have magic that allows you to be different about that.
So here's what I would... Does this work? Because I've just failed a perception check. I get my thinking is, like, I have unlimited magic. So if it's not a real person and I cast Greater Restoration on it, doesn't matter because I've got as many spells as I like. So what I would like to do is I would like to first cast Grasping Vine on this statue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's grappled.
Yeah.
And then I would like to cast Greater Restoration on it to see if it is a real being, but I've got that being captured should it turn out to be unfriendly.
Very clever. Very smart. You do exactly that, and you cast Greater Restoration in the same way that you did when you were aboard the Gravedigger. Unlike that time, however, there is no living creature beneath the stone to bring back to life. The statue remains unmoving.
Okay. Then I guess Petron looks beneath his armour to where Cuthbert is nestled and says, I suppose we better try and find the others then, and starts heading west out of this small chamber.
Well, I think that's a very good idea.
Oh, thank you, Cuthbert. It's good of you to say so.
We've got to stick together in times like this.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And Petron has a quick trap check and heads down the corridor, which heads westward from the small chamber that he's in.
And as you check for traps, you're able to identify a teleportation trap.
Well, I think Petron might go for it.
Yes!
Like, just step into the trap just to see if it gets him back to his friends.
Oh, crumbs!
I mean, I don't know where I am, so there's nothing to be gained or lost from walking into it.
Very true. Please roll a d20.
How very patron of you.
That is 15.
15. Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Can we put this in?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I have Petron? So before stepping into the trap, Petron pauses and listens to ensure he can't hear any sound of his travelling companions. So he knows he's not near anyone else.
Absolutely. And you appear on the collapsed side of the molten lava pit. Can I have a dexterity saving throw, please?
That's a 5.
You desperately try to grab purchase on the side of the crumbling sides, and then you slip and fall into the lava.
Well, technically onto, you can't really get into lava. It's solid rock. See, you would
Don't
float
start
on
with
top.
me with this again.
It's not a liquid.
Please take 41 fire damage.
That seems also appropriate, really.
Yeah.
Lava.
God.
Definitely an article for Tok's Journal, this.
You have 10 feet worth of movement. You can use it to try and clamber back up the side if you wish.
Yes, so what I might do... So I've got a question. When you say I've got unlimited magic, does that include like wild shape and stuff?
Wild shape doesn't use spell slots, so no, unfortunately not.
No, it doesn't. Okay. So yeah, Petron's just going to scrabble out of the lava.
Magically.
Using his magic. Very nice. And
I wouldn't say very nice.
well, very nice for me. The rest of you in the room hear scrambling and lashing of tentacles, and there's banging on the door as the creatures are obviously trying to get through, but are unable to because they're not smart enough to open a fucking door.
Same intelligence as Shaq.
Well, let's not bring Shaq into this. The man's a legend. So that's their turn completely wasted, and weirdly we're on to Tok now, who is on the other side. Tok.
Tok casts teleport at now. Obviously, I'm.
That actually would have been genius.
Okay. I suppose they get a turn before Tok gets a turn, or are they just staying where they are?
They were surprised, so they get a round at the end of this turn.
Ah, okay, cool. Okay, Tok is going to reach into the portable cloak, bring out what looks like a mix of metal and mushroom, jab it into one of the gaps in between his armor, where it will sort of like hang on, slowly deflate. Tok sort of gets a almost like a glowing look behind his eyes, moves quite quickly, and so he's been hasted by this. He then is going to say softly under his breath, "Alarm! Engage emergency countermeasures," and is going to do a mini plane shift. There we go.
Emergency plane shift, like Dalek Khan.
So this is what he's doing. So he's managed to again cast 2 spells in one turn without a red card.
Ah, okay. Yeesh.
I'm tempted to try and find everyone again, but I probably should try and kill these automatons first because they'll. Actually, okay. In which case, Tok then rises up into the air about a couple of feet, flying, and I think just a second. The look on thing, is that an action to do it, or can I just do it? Nope, just do it. Okay, it doesn't need an action. I'm well aware people will be checking for red cards for me now. Yeah, Tok rises into the air about a foot and decides to move backwards.
Always.
Through the corridor, away from the automatons to go and re-seek his friends.
Nice.
And judging from the map, I believe he can go this way.
Okay. So he's flying at the moment or walking?
He's flying down the corridor.
Very nice.
And I'm just going to do how far he can make it into another room. Basically, Tok has gone back out the corridor behind the little carts he was having a defensive position behind, and he is headed south.
Nothing happens in that corridor. We are back to God Emperor Vander.
Yes. Simple one from me. Vander's going to continue floating there glowing, except I'm going to dismiss my mirror image, my remaining, and recast it. Am I out of combat now? Can I do multiple spells, or am I still in kind of turn order here?
Still in turn order, I'm afraid.
In which case, I'm just going to rebuild my army of Vanders.
Very nice. End of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. Seek Sorrow.
I've got no idea what to do. I was kind of expecting Vander to, launch fire at the door and force combat again. So Seek Sorrow is against the door, and he looks to Vander and goes, "Vander, do you think we have to fight our way through?"
Victory is not achieved, Seek Sorrow. It is engineered.
Is this ChatGPT, or have we found a quote page?
I found Machiavelli's The Prince.
Nice. That's what I was listening to whilst doing a half marathon. It was quite surreal.
I'll bet.
Did you behave in a really Machiavellian way? Did you like trip someone up and cover their body over so no one would find them?
I think you'll find that Machiavelli actually advises against frequent displays of bad character. He says if you're going to do something bad, do it all in one go and kill all the witnesses. Otherwise, everyone will know that you have bad character. So obviously not.
Noted and not at all scared. Right, Seek-Sorrow goes, oh, bugger this, and kicks the door open. And he is going to swing the axe at whatever monster is closest to the door.
Excellent. First off, they're going to use the attack that they held because they were unable to attack.
I am just always totally sneaky. These guys have got unlimited magic. I've got nothing that can go from range. I'm just an absolute lamb to the slaughter here.
You could have prepped an action and got Little Tick to open the door for you, and then you could have bam as soon as it was open.
That's true.
19.
AC is 18.
They're attacking Seek-Sorrow. Then Little Tick will protect him with his shield, giving them disadvantage on the roll.
22 with the second roll.
Didn't help. But in spirit.
It's the thought that counts, as I believe Machiavelli said as well.
Yeah.
Please take 21 piercing damage for the bite attack that sinks into your flesh.
Marvellous. Seek-Sorrow is swinging the trusty great axe now. And he is cross.
Okay.
I don't have advantage, do I, here?
Absolutely not.
That is a natural 20 for 29.
Nice. Snap. Go on, roll for damage.
16 slashing damage, so that's 32.
Another attack, I presume?
I would think so. Natural 20 for 29.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Is that 3, this?
That is 3 in this that will go around the block.
And he said he didn't have unlimited magic.
Exactly. I have unlimited magic. It's Seek-Sorrow who doesn't. That's 28 damage.
Seek-Sorrow, please tell us a story.
So Seek-Sorrow kicks the door open in the manner of Boromir having announced that they have a cave troll, and just absolutely batters the axe back and forward. Like he has reduced this creature to a beaten egg with the whisk that is Seek-Sorrow's axe, and the poor thing falls apart into mush on the floor.
Incredible scenes.
I haven't used my movement. Can I move and do my action surge?
Yeah, absolutely you can.
I think I'm going to do that then, please. So this first guy has disappeared?
Oh yeah, toast.
Do I get my 2 attacks, or is action surge just 1 more attack?
2 attacks.
2 attacks again. Magic.
It's pretty cool.
That is 22 with Seek-Sorrow's axe. 17 slashing damage.
Very, very nice.
And 24 with the axe.
Have you rolled below 20 at all since you've been in this dungeon? It's a hit.
I've realised that rolling high is better. And that is a mere, to prove the point, 7. Although actually, that is a 2. And I think if I roll 2 for damage...
You can do your reroll great weapon.
Oh yeah, when you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon that you're wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die. And I must use the new roll, so I'm going to roll that damage again, if that's all right.
Go for it.
Hashtag system knowledge.
16 slashing damage.
Seek-Sorrow, please tell us the story.
Amazing.
So Seek-Sorrow takes a golf-style swing low down, lashes it up into the creature, which falls to pieces and splats against the ceiling, leaving bits of gore dripping down, and stops to take a breath,
Nice.
eyeballing the final creature.
Is that the end of your turn? Is that all of your... all.
I think I'm done for now.
Cool.
In fact, I started that turn by bitching about how little power I have.
Yeah. I've got so little magic. / chop.
Little Tick.
Well, I mean, how can Little Tick do anything else but try and copy his martial arts instructor? So he's going to charge with Seek-Sorrow and attack the remaining roper with his longsword and shield.
Nice.
So 13 to attack. He rolled a 3.
Miss.
Yeah, he misses. That's the end of his turn. He only gets 1 action.
Okay, Petron.
So Petron hauls himself into this chamber and collapses onto his back and casts Heal Wounds, level 5.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's 5d8. So that gives me 21 wounds back. Mm-hmm. And then sits up and would like to look and listen around.
Well, the door is open, so you can see Vander from your current position.
Oh, excellent. What's the room that I'm in like?
It's completely empty.
Okay. In that case, Petron's going to haul himself to his feet and hustle down towards Vander. Vander, what's happening?
Quickly checks book.
Acknowledgements.
The time approaches, Petron, for power to rule all.
Oh, never mind, Vander. And Petron looks about him to see where anybody else is. But that's about as far as he can get with his turn.
Do all the Vanders speak in unison when he does that?
I kind of love that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
I mean, if they're going to be decoys, they sort of have to, don't they? Otherwise, you'd know which one was the real Vander.
True.
We are back to the top of the round with the one remaining roper who is stood in front of Little Tick and is going to bite at Little Tick. 16.
Little Tick's armor class is 15, so that is a hit.
Excellent. Please take 15 piercing damage, Little Tick. Second attack is a natural 1 for 8. So we'll ignore that. Here, the 8 tentacles of the roper are now going to attempt their 2 attacks on Little Tick.
So that's 15 damage.
So 15 piercing damage. That is a hit with the first tentacle. Can I have... Oh, no, you've been grappled.
Nah. Okay.
And that is the end of the roper's turn. Next up... Oh, we're going back across the map to Tuck.
Aha. Poor Little Tick. Need to go save him. Okay, right. Talk. Can see some weird stuff in that room. I just really hope that it's not an issue. I've got haste. Okay, Talk's just going to fly straight through and try and open this door.
Okay. The door opens with a creak. And inside, you find a stone room. It's about 10 feet high. It's not a particularly tall, high room. As you look at the stone floors, the stones look uneven and there is a large crack running through the center of the room.
Ah, you lava.
Orange light and intense heat spill from the crevice that splits the room nearly in two. And there are 2 life-size iron statues of unusual creatures. They seem to have tentacles that roll out off of their top lip and cover their mouths. They're humanoid in nature, but you have never seen anything like this before.
Right, well, Tok has still got a fair amount of movement left, and he knows the lava is where his friends are. So I think Tok is going to... So Tok is just going to attempt to keep his distance from said statues and fly past towards the lava, which he won't fly immediately on top of, like Vander, but to the side, like a sensible person / robot.
That is fine. Nothing happens in the room with the statues, and you're able to fly across or to the side of the lava.
Losing some major style points there, but...
End of your turn, Tok.
That is the end of Tok's turn. He has made his move, dash, and additional dash for haste.
Excellent, love it. Mr. Vanderfinnick.
Vander, whilst obviously not actually being in conversation with Petron, disappears. 4 Vanders reappear surrounding the final tentacled creature, and all 4 of them speak in unison. The wicked do not fight. They dominate. And the hands all come up. And I'm going to resist saying Crucio, but we get lightning bolt, point blank lightning bolt.
Oh, good lord. Okay, that's a dex save.
Good luck with that.
9.
Let us proceed to the damage.
Is that Machiavelli too?
So that is 39.
Vander.
Hang on, not to rules lawyer, but wasn't it supposed to be 8d6?
10d6 because I've souped it up.
Right, have you rolled 2 7s?
Oh, that is curious. Why has that happened?
Because you're cheating.
Ooh, I take back my comment. Roll the correct damage, you fucking cheater.
Red card.
Red card.
That's 38.
Vander, please tell us a story.
The tentacle twists between looking at each Vander in turn as the hands raise and lightning shoots from all four, each striking the tentacle from a different angle, but only one of the lightning bolts is the true deal. Within a shower of sparks, flame, and evisceration, the tentacle is reduced to a pile of sputum.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's it.
And once again, we ask, are we the good guys?
Vander's eyes continue to crackle with that flaming blue as they turn collectively their backs on the eviscerated creature and begin to float in the direction of the next door.
An ethereal voice fills the room at the death of the creature.
Stick a fork in the roper. It's done.
Also Machiavelli?
Petron, realizing he's back in the room with the freezes, hurries next door to join up with the rest of the gang.
When we killed that ghost, did it leave any residue or anything behind that Tok could collect?
Give me an investigation check if you like.
What's the gooey stuff that they collect in Ghostbusters?
Ectoplasm.
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 19.
Because I like the description. There's a small amount of ectoplasm left in the space where the ghost was killed.
Okay, Tok flying at it.
Cannon.
At an impressive 90 feet per 6 seconds. I don't know if that's that impressive, actually. But,
No, it really isn't.
At a leisurely 90.
at a leisurely pace that is still faster than the typical leisurely pace achieved by adventurers. Goes and scoops up the ectoplasm and then flies after his friends, because now he can see the bridge, can't he?
Yeah, you know exactly where you've been here. So we are going to end the combat there because there's nothing else.
I'm going to cast Healing Spirit in this doorway. So anyone who needs to can step into its radius and pick up 4d6 healing.
Okay, well, Little Tick will do that.
Nice.
Is Little Tick a construct?
Yes.
Then it doesn't work, sorry.
No, well, there you go. Okay, Tok will mend him.
Can I also roll some hit dice? Is that allowed at this point?
You can absolutely roll hit dice.
That's fine. I'm back to full.
Nice.
But I'm down 2 hit dice.
Vander, would you like to lead us out with another quote from the prince?
Oh, okay. Let me have a look at my options.
Can you throw in something from... Can you mix it up, throw in something from Gummy Bears?
Is there anything about like a group, because we've just regathered, is there anything relevant to that?
This doesn't seem like there would be in the prince.
Power in numbers or something, I don't know.
Friends are a curse. Should be eliminated at the first opportunity.
Friends are a resource.
To be used.
Onwards now, we have struck the first blow, and weakness so often inspires aggression. Time to press our advantage.
And Vanta just begins floating towards the next door.
And we will end it there.
Very nice.
You've been listening to Dice Company's Small Embers, starring Dave Windust as Petron Oakflower, Charlie Blackadder as Vander Finnick, Alex Morrison as Seek Sorrow, and Harry King as Tok, with Tom Patrick as your Dungeon Master.
The humans of Dice Company would like to thank the following sweethearts for their support. M. Corey Mack, Dave Patterson, Boy Genius, Sepulchre, Stennett, Marky B, Jenny the War Camel, Stephen Sikora, Nori Gosler, Mickey Arnold, Happy Daddy Scotty, Tika, Rabbi, Camel, Team #StayToxic, Path Pursuit, Paris Pakar, Julia Zeno, Shovels, Queenie, and an extra special thanks to our Council of Rojan, the Red Right Hand, Shelby Cat, purveyor of exceptional dice, S.J. Phionics, Zeus Legion, Richard Ungermas, Mama Strange, Axel Runholm, and Chris from North London. Why couldn't they all attack him? Was they out of range, or?
Yeah, they only have melee attacks.
And they couldn't move to attack him, or?
Not from the not. Oh, I suppose they could have.
Well, one of them was only 5 feet away from him.
Yeah, that's true. That's a misstep on my part. Should have thought of that.
It's a good one though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be down Evander.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought that. I think because they're pillars. I think I just thought that they were rooted on they don't. The way they're described, it sounds like they
Can't
are
move at all.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the idea of a mimic moving that doesn't really work in my head, but I presume they can.
Yeah, I was going to say they must get into dungeons somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So angry.
I love how quickly that went to shit because again you were like, it was good, old fashioned, and you were like, oh my god, the greatest boon of all time.
You know what's crazy? If you'd rolled a 1 to 3, so when you were figuring out whether it was a boon or a bane,
Yeah.
so 4, 5, 6 is unlimited spell slots for an hour. 1 to 3 is 20 d6 cold damage for everyone.
Ooh. Oh my god. 20 d6.
Yeah.
So you could just die.
Yeah, quite literally.
Conceivably, yeah. Like, if you take double damage, you just are insta-gibbed rather than actually down. You're dead.
Oh, and Petron, that statue that swung at you, if it had reduced you to 0 hit points, you would have disintegrated.
Oh, bit of fun.
Wowzers, so let's not fuck around in here. 2 actual deaths available.
Our left tap. This is why you don't read from pre-written stuff.
Scripts are our greatest foe.
Exactly. Oh, fucking hell. You know what? I'll re-record that. It's an empty room, motherfuckers.
Wow, it's like I'm there.
For the audience's sake, it did appear that the auto cue that Dom was reading from was like a meter wide. Eyes.
Leave a review for us every time. I visualize a time when we will be there. Damn!
What do you visualize, Tom? Nobody's ever going to know.
Reading earlier, I'm sure you'll catch it, but you said something about leave us a review on your favourite podcast rather than like on your favourite podcast platform. I mean, I like the idea that people might leave a review of us like on The Rest is Politics or whatever, but
please leave us a review on your favourite podcast, whatever it is. Just mention Dice Company in the review of other podcasts. We're doing guerrilla warfare.
Just mention Dice Company at random times in your day, maybe.
This is a great podcast, but I prefer Dice Company, as an example.
go on to our natural audience, I think, is those ones about like juicing at 4:30 in the morning and then doing, you know, power crunches while you answer your emails, visualizing success. I think that there's a lot of crossover between the audience of that and the audience of this. So if those people would like to, you know, wander on over to Dice Company while they're hanging by one of those thing where you do sit-ups where it holds onto your feet, then
regular gym goer, ow. That thing where it hangs onto your feet. Sounds like a medieval torture device.
It looks like a medieval torture device. Why not stay the fuck in bed? Maybe don't come to us for health advice, guys. Go back over to that
but
protein
do
show.
mention us whenever you get the chance. Whatever the context, Dice Company.
Whatever the context, Dice Company.
Lore.
Thanks for listening. Please consider supporting Dice Company on Patreon, where for the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to a whole other show, Extra Roll, as well as an ad-free listening experience. The Dice Company Discord server, along with our socials, can be found on our link tree in the show notes. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you didn't like it, recommend us to your enemies. and we'll see you next time on Dice Company.